Have you noticed that everything feels more expensive lately?
Everything feels more expensive.
Inflation. It is a recurring systemic feature of modern economies. From 1914 to 2020, inflation in the US averaged about 3% a year. That means prices quietly tripled every 30 to 40 years. In other words, this isn't a temporary problem.
It's not just a bad year. Things may feel stable, but your money is slowly buying less of the same life. And that's why people feel exhausted, even when nothing bad seems to have happened.
It is a classic case of appearance versus reality. The mistake many people make is treating inflation like a season, waiting for it to pass, instead of designing a financial system that assumes that it will always exist.
So, even when nothing changes on paper, you're still moving backward.
And that is why people feel caught off guard every time prices rise. If your system assumes stability, inflation feels like a shock. The truth is this: inflation punishes money that stays still. First, protect your savings. At a minimum, short-term and emergency savings should fight inflation. That means high-yield savings accounts, not regular checking or low-interest savings accounts. For example, if inflation is around 3%, your savings should be earning at least that much. This doesn't grow wealth, but it helps protect your purchasing power.
2. Let your money grow faster than inflation. For long-term goals like buying assets or planning for retirement, money needs room to grow. Diversified investments such as broad stock market funds have historically helped returns outpace inflation. The S&P 500, for instance, have averaged about 10% annual returns since 1926.
That growth helps offset rising prices and preserve your purchasing power.
Access to these investments is more open than ever. Not living in the US is not an excuse your future self wants to hear. Seek and you will find.
3. Diversify income where possible. If income is fixed, flexibility has to come from somewhere else. Dividends, consulting, royalties, or skill-based income. Small additional streams reduce pressure on one paycheck or salary.
4. Design decisions with inflation in mind. Every major decision should quietly ask, have I baked inflation into this plan? For example, will renting this apartment still make sense if the landlord raises rent to protect their finances?
When you design with inflation in mind, price increases shouldn't surprise you. You may not control prices, but you can control your positioning. And that's an introduction to inflation.